Good evening and welcome to Monday, October 19th, 2015, Jurupa Unified School District Board of Education meeting. Start with a roll call, please.
President Schmidt?
Here.
Trustee Mendez?
Here.
Trustee Charles?
Here.
Trustee Garcia?
Here.
Trustee Johnston?
Here.
Rita Medina absent, McKenna Fossa absent, Ivan
Goodness. And would everyone please stand for the flag salute? Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And tonight I have a quote from Helen Keller. And it's, "Optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Nothing can be done without hope and confidence." And we'll start, well, we should start with welcome by the student board members. Come on up, and we have, yes,
Are you Chelsea? All right.
come on up, Chelsea, and take the first seat. You're from Jurupa, correct? The first seat, oh, Rubidoux. Take whichever one. And there's a button there you can push to get the mic on, and we're excited to hear your report.
Good evening. A lot of exciting things are happening at Rubidoux High School. We have begun after-school tutoring from 2:30 to 3:30 in the cafeteria, and also from 7:15 to 8:15 on a late start day. This gives our students many opportunities to get the extra help in subjects that they're struggling in. We recently had our KC barbecue pool party. These festivities were to recognize the students that scored 380 on the math and ELA portion of the test. We are happy to welcome our new college and career counselor to RHS, Ms. Marino. She is already making a big impact on helping RHS students, and we are really happy to see her on campus. We began CELDT testing this month, and we would like to wish good luck to all the students testing. The PSAT was administered on October 14th, 2015, to about 100 sophomores and juniors in the gym. This was a great preparation for the SAT, an important exam colleges consider for student admissions. College and Career Exploration Day is on November 13th. Guest speakers representing various careers professions will visit classes to promote college and career readiness. For our Fabulous Falcons this month, we are honoring outstanding citizens, and the Fabulous Falcon Lunch on will be on October 29th. No, the 29th, sorry. RHS participated in the Great Shakeout this month, and the entire campus came together to make this important drill a success. Our Rubidoux High School football team is 6-1. We are really proud of our team and what have they accomplished so far. Our girls volleyball team is working hard to move up to the league playoffs so they can go to CIF. Our boys water polo is getting better after every game, and we are really proud of them for their dedication to playing a sport that most of them have never done before. Our girls tennis team is doing amazing, and they are currently second in Mountain League Valley, and they keep improving. Well, that's all for Rubidoux, and I hope everyone has a great rest of the month. Thank you.
So, I don't know how much you were told, but you are welcome to stay through the meeting. You don't have to. We recognize that student board members are students first, and they have homework, but if you choose to stay, the president will ask you when votes come up that you're eligible to vote a preferential vote. You can tell us how you would vote. But you can also sit and listen and as you wish. So feel free to go if you want. Feel free to stay. The meeting lasts an hour and a half at the most.
Thank you for coming.
For the last 10 minutes, do you want to stay? Thank you. We appreciate you being here.
All right, next we will move to item 2 with recognitions and recognize Eduardo Reynosa for Microsoft Specialist. Mrs. Ford.
We are proud to recognize Edgardo Reynoso, a senior at Jurupa Valley High School, for his successful completion of the Microsoft Office Specialist certification for Office Word 2013. Edgardo is a student at the Microsoft IT Academy at Jurupa Valley High School and has obtained his certification under the direction of his teacher, Miss Julie Rosa, who is here this evening as well. Edgardo, would you please come up to the front so we can honor you? And we have our board president coming down, and she has a plaque for you.
I have Miss Rosa come up too. Please.
Miss Rosa, will you come to the front? We can get a picture with you as well. Edgardo, congratulations on your successful completion of the requirements to be recognized as a Microsoft Office Specialist. Great job.
So we want to congratulate you. We are very proud, and we are also very proud of Miss Rosa, who has just done a phenomenal job with this. Is the second year now of the program, so you're our first and foremost star. There will be more to follow, and thank you for teaching this program and putting it together. I think it's just a fantastic offering for our students at the high school level. And could you come tutor me tomorrow morning?
And Eduardo, thank you to you and to your parents for coming tonight so that we could recognize you. Next, we'll move to item B and recognize Best of the Best for August and September Employee Recognition Program. Mrs. Rausch.
President Schmidt, trustees, and Mr. Duchan, yet another school year is here, and our employees don't disappoint us. And it gives me great pleasure tonight to present our Best of the Best for August and September. And I know our first recipient is here, Mr. Larry Armstrong, lead night custodian from Mission Middle. As a new addition to the Jurupa family, Larry has already made a difference at Mission Middle. He carries out his daily responsibilities with a positive and enthusiastic attitude and takes extreme pride in his work, and it shows. The staff at Mission are very appreciative of Larry's efforts, and the school has never looked better. We are fortunate to have Larry as a part of the Jurupa family and one of our best of the best, and we'd like to congratulate you, Larry, tonight.
Thank you.
Our second recipient is David Ruiz, custodian at Pedley, and I don't see him here. So a little bit about David. He's been with the district for 11 years and works hard to keep Pedley shining. He is willing to assist anyone at any time and played an important role in getting the school ready for the teacher training this year and also for the first day of school. David works well with staff and is a positive role model for our students, always supporting them to make better choices. And he's a valued part of the Pedley family as well as our Jurupa family, and we congratulate him tonight as one of our best. Next, we would like to recognize Isabel Cortez, mental health counselor with Ed Support Services. Isabel's not here either. So a little bit about her. Isabel goes above and beyond every day, developing trusting relationships with our students. She makes herself available to students before school and during lunch and provides them with solid advice regarding life's challenges. Isabel is an inspiring person who motivates others to be better human beings. Her colleagues state that she is patient, friendly, and wonderful to work with. We'd like to thank Isabel for all she does and her dedication and being a hardworking member of our Jurupa family. Next is Sidros Sainz, math teacher at Patriot High School. And I'm not doing very well tonight. A little bit about Isidro. He's an inspiration for students and staff at Patriot. He dedicates many hours in his role as a teacher and data team leader. Additionally, Isidro serves on the district's textbook adoption and secondary math committees. He is a talented teacher who motivates and encourages his students to succeed. Isidro's door is always open to students during lunch and after school, and he exemplifies what it means to be the best of the best. The next two aren't here either. They had called our office to let us know they couldn't make it. But first we have Dr. Jose Arax, principal at Rubidoux High School. And Dr. Arax has been leading the Rubidoux campus for 4 years now. He strives every day to meet the needs of staff and students. Dr. Arax can often be seen in the morning welcoming staff and students and is highly visible on the campus during the day. He has established a school environment that is conducive to learning and ensures the students are exposed to the benefits of college and higher education. Dr. Arax is highly admired and a positive role model to the Rubidoux High School community, and we are glad to have him as a vital part of our Jurupa family. Last but not least, we have Ron Zahn, principal at Van Buren. And this is, in his second year as a principal, Ron continues to be such a positive and inspirational leader to the students, staff, and parents at Van Buren. He brings a sense of community to the school by creating a community garden and has scheduled pep rallies to promote school spirit, which students, staff, and parents are excited about. Mr. Zahn is respected by all with his personable approach and ability to connect with people at all levels. And once again, it's a pleasure to have Ron as representative as one of our Jurupa's best. And then really quick, just to go through honorable mention, and if these employees are here tonight, if they could just please stand at their seat when I call their name. First, Gloria Gonzalez, bilingual language tutor, instructional aide at the Learning Center. Holly Heverly, principal secretary, Patriot. Krista Huerta, campus supervisor, Patriot. Alicia Jones, assistant principal secretary, Rubidoux. Ruth Ann McAllister, assistant principal secretary, Patriot. Maria Sagala, head custodian, Van Buren. Jessica Vasquez, bilingual language tutor, Learning Center. Ben West, head custodian, Rustic Lane. Chloe Arias, instructional coach for English, Rubidoux. Michael Dorr, social science, Patriot. Shayna Field, special ed teacher, Pacific. Mary Golden, second grade teacher, West Riverside. Kristen Pogorski, teacher for the Link crew at Patriot. Heather McIntosh, English teacher at Patriot. Susan Weisner, math teacher, Mariloma Middle. Mike Gray, principal, the Learning Center. Jeff Harriman, head custodian, Patriot. Martin Teresen, head custodian at Mission Middle. We'd like to thank everybody. Thank you guys for letting me speak tonight, and congratulations to all of our staff recognized.
Congratulations to our September and October best of the best. Next, we'll move on to recognize Trustee Mendez. And Trustee Mendez recently completed the California School Boards Association Masters in Governance program. It's a certificate program that defines the roles and responsibilities of school boards and provides governance teams with the knowledge and skills to build and support an effective governance structure. And to receive the Masters in Governance certificate from CSBA, board members must complete 35 hours of intensive training on the role of the government's team in setting the direction of the district, student learning and achievement, school finance and facilities, human resources, policy and judicial review, collective bargaining, and community relations and advocacy. Congratulations, Mr. Mendez, on your commitment and to leadership and effective governance. We thank you for taking the time out to do this.
Thank you.
So we now have 2 board members done. Next month, we'll have 2 more, and then shortly after that, we'll have the 3rd board member, all with our Masters in Government. 3? Oh, okay. We do have 3. All right. Next, we'll move on to public verbal comments. And seeing no pink slips and no one coming to the podium, we'll move on to administrative reports and written communications. And we'll start with Mr. Jabrowski with the California Standards LCAP Implementation Report.
Thank you. Just 2 quick foreshadowing items tonight. The first one I wanted to talk a little bit about was mathematics and graduation requirements. As you know, our students take the Smarter Balance Assessment, the CASP, in grades 3 through 8 and then again in grade 11. And for our 11th graders, that test can be a bit of a high-stakes test because they use the results of that for the Early Assessment Program, or EAP. And the EAP is an indicator of college readiness for our students. So our students who score at level 3 or 4, meaning at or above standard, are considered to be either conditionally or completely ready for college math, meaning that they would not have to take a college placement test at the Cal State or some of our community colleges, and that they've demonstrated that they're ready for college level math without any needs for remediation. As a lot of research has shown, those students who are successful in Algebra 2, or what will become our Integrated Math 3, our 3rd year of high school math, it's a strong indicator for success in college. Those students that are able to successfully complete Algebra 2 or Integrated Math 3 can be reasonably expected to be successful when they get to college and to be able to complete and get a degree. Our current high school graduation requirement in Jurupa is for them to take 2 years of math. So a student could take, under the current system, algebra in 9th grade and geometry in 10th grade, and then will have completed the math requirements for graduation. Then conceivably could not take a math class in 11th grade, but towards the end are going to receive a pretty challenging assessment that covers standards taught in both algebra and geometry and Algebra 2. So not only will they not be in a math class, they won't have had exposure to Algebra 2 at all when they're taking this assessment. So we'll be coming to you at our next board meeting to start that process of asking that we revise the graduation requirements to add a 3rd year of math as part of our graduation requirements. So I just wanted to give you a little foreshadowing about that. And then some good news that just came across my email as we were in closed session, and that is we found out that we were selected for another CSBA Golden Bell Award, and this year it's in the area of PBIS, or Positive Behavior Intervention and Supports. So you'll see that item at our next agenda most likely, but I just heard it and I was excited, so I had to let you know. And that's all for tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Dabrowski. Next, we'll move to a report on program improvement, PI Year 3, Evidence of Progress.
You have in your supporting documents our PI Year 3 Evidence of Progress. Basically, any district who is in Year 3 of program improvement, something we've been in for some time, has to submit an end-of-the-year evidence of progress, basically talking about the things we put in place and accomplished last year during the 14-15 school year. So that's what you have. It's a 7-page document, but just to really quickly sum up, it included items like implementation of our core curriculum in language arts, ELD, mathematics, and intervention programs. It talked about staff development through California State Standards implementation, about assessments and alignment with our units of study, about instructional technology integration and readiness, and as well parent and student engagement. So that's for your information only.
Thank you. And one more for you, the Williams Settlement Quarterly Uniform Complaint Report Summary.
We had 0 complaints.
Thank you. Are there any other administrative reports or written communications? Thank you. Next, we'll move on to approve routine action items by consent. We have items A 1 through 8 as printed.
Move for approval.
Have a motion by Mr. Mendez,
Second.
a second by Mrs. Johnston. Roll call vote, please.
President Schmidt.
Yes.
Trustee Mendez.
Yes.
Trustee Sharp.
Yes.
Trustee Garcia.
Yes.
Trustee Johnson.
Yes. Motion passes 5-0. Item B is award of bid number 15-16-02MO, Jurupa Valley High School Stadium Site Preparation. Mr. Hanson.
Yes, at the August 17th board meeting this year, the board authorized staff to solicit bid for construction-related services pertaining to the removal of existing turf and general path of travel upgrades such as concrete fencing, electrical, and drainage at the Jurupa Valley High School Stadium. This work is required prior to installation of the synthetic turf and track. 2 bids were submitted and opened on September 30th, and those 2 companies were Byron Davy Incorporated and Ono Construction Company. Byron Davy submitted the lowest bid at $927,027. The project will be funded through Measure EE funds and reimbursed through other sources. Administration recommends tonight the board award bid number 15-16-02MO, Jurupa Valley High School Stadium Site Preparation, to the lowest responsive bidder, Byron Davy Inc., in the amount of $927,027.
Move for approval. Motion by Ms. Johnston,
Second.
second by Ms. Chard. Any questions or comments?
Just an observation and clarification. The funds for this particular project could not be used at any other site or any other location in the district?
That is correct. Well, currently we fund with Measure E money, and then it'll be reimbursed later by funds that are only intended for that attendance area.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
President Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Mendez?
Yes.
Trustee Char?
Yes.
Trustee Garcia?
Yes.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes. Motion passes 5-0. Item C, award contract to Epic Engineers for services related to Troth Elementary School sewer connection. Mr. Hanson.
Okay, as many of you are aware, Troth sits currently on a septic system, and so administration is requesting approval to award a contract to Epic Engineers to develop plans for a sewer connection at Troth Street Elementary School. The proposal from Epic Engineers is included in the backup materials. The cost is $89,800, and this project would be funded through Measure EE funds. Administration recommends the board award a contract to Epic Engineers for services related to Troth Street Elementary School sewer connection in the amount of $89,800.
Move to approve. Second.
Motion by Mrs. Johnston, second by Ms. Chard. Questions or comments? Ms. Johnston?
I'd just like to comment that I know this is just the beginning in a long process, but the potential of actually achieving this is a huge improvement for the local community there as well. And it's something that I looked at a lot of years ago, that when redevelopment came along, we could have put all of redevelopment money into these kinds of improvements. So and of course, nothing else would have gotten done. So I'm excited about it. I know sewer isn't that exciting, but for this community, it is. Thank you.
We're very excited.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
President Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Mendez?
Yes.
Trustee Char?
Yes.
Trustee Garcia?
Yes.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0. Item D, approved purchase of intramural equipment for school sites. Mrs. Ford.
Administration is requesting approval to purchase intramural sports equipment for Mission Bell, Pedley, and West Riverside Elementary Schools, and Miraloma and Mission Middle Schools. The new equipment will replace outdated equipment as well as provide additional equipment to support the intramural program. Pricing is based on Colton Joint Unified's piggyback bid through Dave Bang Associates Incorporated for $27,663.12, and the purchase will be funded through the Kaiser Thriving Schools Grant and LCFF funds. Administration recommends the board approve the purchase of intramural equipment for Mission Bell, Pedley, and West Riverside Elementary Schools, and Miraloma and Mission Middle Schools from Dave Bang Associates, and the amount of $27,663.12.
Thank you.
Move for approval.
Second.
Have a motion by Mr. Mendez, a second by Mr. Garcia. Any questions or comments?
I have a question. This list of schools, are these the only ones that needed some additional equipment or supplies at this time? Or are they the only ones that have the program? Or are the other schools pretty well set in terms of their equipment for the intramural?
These are schools that are part of that Kaiser program.
Okay.
So they would be receiving the equipment and they are running the intramurals. But I believe we have some other schools that are running intramurals as well.
All three of the middle schools are running intramurals, but their competitions will be held at the two middle schools, so that's where the equipment is going to go, because that's where they're coming to play against each other.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
President Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Mendez?
Yes.
Trustee Char?
Yes.
Trustee Garcia?
Yes.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0. Item E, adopted a second reading, revised board policy and administrative regulation 0450, comprehensive safety plan. Mrs. Ford.
Move for approval. Second.
A motion by Mr. Garcia, a second by Mr. Mendez. Questions or comments? Ms. Chard.
I have a question on this. In light of the incidences that have been happening at some of the schools across the nation where intruders are unknown to the area or students and staff choose to attack the schools, how does this safety plan address the situation in our district? I didn't really get anything out of that. I understand that we have a safety plan because I used to work at the elementary school, so I know that. But I don't see where there's something here that that says that we train them specifically for that, or is that a different plan?
Ms. Chard, this is just the policy that states that we will have a safety plan that
But it
CSB puts
doesn't
out.
include that too. I mean, it broke down some of those things that we were looking at. What I was wondering is that something that would be separate, or does it fall under the one of those categories?
If I can answer, we will be bringing safety plans to the board that would have specific details in the safety plan of what would happen in particular instance were to occur on the campus.
Okay.
And those we are working through our risk manager to develop alongside the safety committees at the school sites. So those will be coming back to the board.
Okay, that answers my question. Thank you.
And if I'm correct, some of the items in the safety plan remain quiet because if they're released, then we no longer have a safety plan because those that might want to do something know all of our situations. So it's a
Well, that's
precarious
true.
spot to be in.
And I understand that, because
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen them
Yeah.
at the schools, I've worked with them. But I was just wondering if we have, this is becoming more popular to, have these problems, and so that's why I was just wondering.
And we are looking at safety issues across the district, so we will continue, to look at that, like identifying a single point of entry at our schools, closing gates, those types of things. We're working towards that.
Right, okay. Thank you.
Thank you. We have Ms. Johnson.
I just read, I think in the CSBA bulletin, that there's additional regulations or guidelines will be coming down from the governor's office on lockdown, for example. I think I just read that. So what I'm thinking is, as you go through the safety plans, that you're going to get additional directives for some of those situations.
We haven't seen the guidelines yet. No, we do, as a matter of course, keep, I'm going to say almost all classroom doors locked. I mean, obviously there's some where there's traffic in and out, like an ASB room, that wouldn't be locked all the time, but almost all of our classroom doors are locked at all times, even when instruction's taking place. It's an inconvenience, but one that we think is worthwhile.
Any other questions? Roll call vote, please.
President Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Mendez?
Yes.
Trustee Char?
Yes.
Trustee Garcia?
Yes.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0. Item F, adopted a second reading, new board policy 3312, contracts. Mrs. Ford.
Move for approval.
Motion by Mr. Mendez, a second by Ms. Chard. Questions or comments? Roll call vote, please.
President Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Mendez?
Yes.
Trustee Char?
Yes.
Trustee Garcia?
Yes.
Trustee Johnson?
yes,
Motion passes 5-0. Item G, adopted a second reading, new board policy and administrative regulation 5121, grades, evaluation of student achievement, and revised attachment A 5121, student failure notification. Mr. Dubrowski.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Chard, second by Mr. Garcia. Questions or comments? Roll call vote, please.
President Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Mendez?
Yes.
Trustee Char?
Yes.
Trustee Garcia?
Yes.
Trustee Johnson?
yes,
Motion passes 5-0. Item H, adopted a second reading, new board policy and administrative regulation 5131.6, alcohol and other drugs. Mr. Dubrowski.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Mendez, a second by Ms. Chard. Questions or comments? Roll call vote, please.
President Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Mendez?
Yes.
Trustee Char?
Yes.
Trustee Garcia?
Yes.
Trustee Johnson?
yes,
Motion passes 5-0. Item I, adopted a second reading, revised board policy and administrative regulation 5131.7, weapons and dangerous instruments. Mr. Dubrowski.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Garcia, second by Ms. Chard. Questions or comments? Roll call vote, please.
President Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Mendez?
Yes.
Trustee Char?
Yes.
Trustee Garcia?
Yes.
Trustee Johnson?
yes,
Motion passes 5-0. Item J, adopted a second reading, new board policy and administrative regulation 5141.3, health examinations.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Mendez, second by Mr. Garcia. Questions or comments? Roll call vote, please.
President Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Mendez?
Yes.
Trustee Char?
Yes.
Trustee Garcia?
Yes.
Trustee Johnson?
yes,
Motion passes 5-0. Item K, expulsion, suspended expulsion case, agreement and stipulation. We have one, case 16-014.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Chard, second by Mr. Mendez. Roll call vote, please.
President Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Mendez?
Yes.
Trustee Char?
Yes.
Trustee Garcia?
Yes.
Trustee Johnson?
yes,
Motion passes 5-0. Item L, approve personnel matters, establish job description and salary for Director of Personnel. Mrs. Elzig.
Thank you. For many years, our school district has had the position of Director of Classified Personnel, and after 24 years in the Jurupa Unified School District, Teresa Rausch, our Director of Classified Personnel, will be retiring in early April. Most districts our size maintain the position of Director of Personnel, and so with Ms. Rausch's retirement, what we'd like to do is establish the position, revise the job description and the salary to be a Director of Personnel as opposed to Director of Classified Personnel. So this agenda item, just simply administration recommends the board approve establishing the certificated position of Director of Personnel at range 10 of the Management Leadership Team Administrative Employees Salary Schedule.
Move to approve.
Second.
second, what,
Motion by Ms. Chard and a second by Mr. Garcia. Any questions or comments? Roll call vote, please.
President Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Mendez?
Yes.
Trustee Char?
Yes.
Trustee Garcia?
Yes.
Trustee Johnson?
yes,
Motion passes 5-0. And Mrs. Elzig, would you report out from closed session, please?
Thank you, President Schmidt. Contingent on this item being approved by the board in open session, we do have an appointment into the position of the Director of Personnel. And the board voted with a 5-0 vote to appoint Daniel Brooks as the Director of Personnel. That will be effective November 1st, 2015. Daniel, if you'd stand. Thank you. The board also voted in closed session with a 5-0 vote to appoint the replacement for Mr. Brooks at West Riverside Elementary, and that would be the appointment of Marcy Hale as elementary principal, West Riverside Elementary School. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next we will move to board member comments and committee reports. Mrs. Chard, we'll start with you tonight.
Best of the best winners. All of these people have an important role in our district and make us all look good and are greatly appreciated by everyone, including their peers, or they wouldn't be honored tonight. Congratulations to all of you, or all of them who were here and not here also. Also, congratulations to Edgardo for accomplishing your position as a specialist, office specialist. I wish you a lot of luck in pursuing your career. I'm sure it will be a big help for you. Also, congratulations to Mr. Mendez for completing your master's in governance. I've known you a long time, and I know how busy your schedule is, and to take the time to get it all done, that's a lot of work. I know you had to stretch it over a couple of years, but I was lucky this year. I can get mine done in a year, so I know. So thank you very much, and thank you for your service to the school board and to the district and the students in our district. And I want to congratulate the Jurupa Unified School District Family Picnic Committee. I went to the picnic Saturday, and that was fantastic. It was really good. They had so many exhibits. They had jumpers, 4 or 5 jumpers, I think, and they had petting zoo, and the food was delicious. Mr. Bynum did a great job on that. He always does. And I think that sometimes people don't realize how much work goes into that, and I know Denise Collins does a lot of that and has coordinated it for the last few years, and she's done a wonderful job. Congratulations to you and your staff. And that's all I have. Thank you. Oh, congratulations on our new Director of Personnel. And I'm sorry to see Teresa leave because she came about the same time I did. And I know that you deserve the time off now. Thank you.
Thank you. I have grumblings over here about Teresa leaving. So, Mrs. Johnston. No.
Yes, congratulations to Teresa. I think there's a lot of long faces on your retirement, but we look forward to the new face, and so I wish you too well in the transition. And congratulations to Eduardo. I want to say that this is only the beginning because things change and programs change, but it's wonderful that you went through the Microsoft Office. It's a great entry-level position to be in for businesses, and so I wish you well in all the future programs that you're going to learn to operate. And let's see, I had another commitment Saturday, so I'm glad to hear that everybody enjoyed the picnic and it went very well. Let's see, what else? Can't keep track of everything that went on. But the best of the best, congratulations to them, and I have to say the school, the janitors are so important because that makes a huge impression. Every time I've gone to school, it seemed to be clean, and the maintenance has been pretty good. I mean, some of them are older, and there's always something to do, but having the landscaping done and things as clean as you can keep them, the curb appeal, whatever you want to call it, has certainly been good. And that's all I can think of at the moment, so thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Garcia.
It's been kind of a busy couple weeks. Enjoyed the Dollars for Scholars golf tournament last weekend with Mr. Hansen and a couple of folks. That was a really great event for a really great cause. Unfortunately, we didn't win, but maybe next year. We're going to try to have it here in Jurupa next year.
That's a good idea.
International Walk Day. a few board members participated in that. I got to participate at West Riverside. It was a nice little event. I'm glad to see a lot of folks got out for that. And the family picnic was really great. Great job to Mr. Bynum and all the folks there that put that together. I had the opportunity to work in the petting zoo as Mr. Lewis did and a few others. I think Mr. Lewis was had the best time slot. I think all the animals were just kind of relaxing by that time. So I might have to try for that next year. But it was a great time. A lot of folks came out. Congratulations, Edgardo. You know, I'm a member of the Career Tech Subcommittee and see all the great programs, and I met Ms. Rosa there, and I'm glad to see that you took advantage of that program. It's definitely going to help you in whatever you decide to do. Congratulations on that. Congratulations on the district for the Golden Bell. I'm excited for that at the end of the year. Mr. Brooks and Ms. Hale, the board has confidence in you, and we look forward to the success in the future. And Mr. Mendez, congratulations again. And also best of the best. Congratulations to all the winners. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Mendez.
Well, thank you for the recognition this evening. It's really a pleasure to join the colleagues that went ahead of me and got the Masters in Governance. It's really important, I think, as board members, for us to be as prepared to do the job as we can. And this definitely is a process that, having gone through, does definitely help us all become better board members. And I'm looking forward to welcoming our 2 other board members here in the near future. I think they'll also be joining us, so that'll be nice. In regards to Mrs. Ross's retirement, she never asked permission for any of us. I'm not sure if she'll let her go. Secondly, she's too young. But I wish her well, and definitely our new director is more than capable in taking over that position. He's done extremely well in positions that he had here in the district, and so we're looking forward to just the continued excellence that we have across the board in our personnel department. So thank you very much. I also I'm also happy to always see us do so well in so many ways in terms of our accountability process or regulations, things that we have to comply with. And referring to the Williams settlement report, that again, we continue to do well and not having to have any problems in that area. Golden Bell Awards, great to have it, and we'll look forward to December when it gets showcased along with other Golden Bell Awards in San Diego. So looking forward to the staff that will be representing us at that event in December. And I also wanted to extend an appreciation to the Riverside Art, Ram, for their Art to Go program that they're helping to fund at Maryland Middle School. What's the last part of Riverside Art? RAM? What's the last name for? I don't have the acronym. Anyway, it's good to have them be part of our schools and have our arts included in our programs. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'd like to thank the picnic committee also. I know that Denise heads it up, but there's a lot of other people behind the scenes. The food services always have plenty of food for all of us. Thank you, Mike. And the vendors are generous and donate money so that none of the funds come out of district funds. It's all vendor sponsored with prizes and to pay the costs of everything that's there. And all the kids definitely enjoy it every year. PBIS for the Golden Bell. I appreciate everything that each of the schools has done to make PBIS a success here in Jurupa. We're kind of at the forefront of it. A lot of other districts are starting to catch on to using it, and it has really helped with our notebooks for discipline. Things are being taken care of before the students get out of control and need other enforcement to help them. It gives them a chance to figure things out with help instead of when they're at crisis situations. Eduardo, thank you for being our first Microsoft student and for all of your hard work the past 2 years to get that. And I know we'll be seeing you at graduation doing great things. And to the rest of the board, thank you for being here, and for all of you for being here tonight. And with that, we will adjourn.